Welcome, we're back with another payment gateway video, and in this video we're going to take you through Stripe implementation. In my previous video we implemented Stripe hosted page implementation. In this video I'm going to show you how to embed Stripe form inside your checkout page. So here on the right I have a dummy checkout page, and when I start a payment it gets recorded in the database like this, and it says here pending, and then when I go ahead and complete the payment gets processed, and you can see in my database here the payment status changed to completed. So it's pretty straightforward. This is how this thing actually works. You're here, when you click on the checkout button, your server is going to call the create session API to Stripe. That's going to return not a redirection link. This is how this works. When the app displays the checkout page, your server is going to send the create session API to Stripe. Stripe is going to return some session data. Then you're going to inject that into the client library, and that's going to display the form. And then when the user enters the card information there, it doesn't go to your server or your app. It actually goes straight to Stripe because it's an iframe. Stripe will then authorize the payment with the networks when the user clicks pay. And then after the payment is done, it's going to redirect to the success URL that you give it, which is your result page typically. Then your server will also receive a webhook notification confirming the final status of the payment. So that's the flow diagram. This is the demo. Now let's go ahead and implement it. We're going to go ahead and start implementation with a brand new React.js project that doesn't have Stripe in it yet. So here's what we need. First, we need to define our products for our store. So here, this is the list of the products that I offer in my store, and you'll notice each of them have a price ID. I got this from the Stripe portal here. On the left side, there's something called product catalog. You click on it, and then here you can click on create product, and then you can create yourself a product. For example, like this, sofa, one off. You give it a price, and when you add the product, it's gonna appear here. And then you don't want the product ID, you want to scroll down, click on prices here, and then here click on price, and that's your price ID. That's what you wanna keep. Why does this exist? Because you could be pricing the same product in different ways for different countries. Like for example, you would sell a price for 200 USD in the US, but for 300 pounds in the UK. That's why the price ID exists. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, the other thing that you need your API key. You need your secret key and your publishable key, also known as public key. Those are gonna be both here on the first page in your Stripe portal on the right side here. Okay, now we need to start our implementation from the backend. So we'll switch to our backend code. This is my Firebase functions. Here in my backend, I have two endpoints. One that's going to create the session. This is for this step. And I have the webhook endpoint, which I showed how to implement in a previous video, which is for this step. We're not going to cover webhooks in this video because I covered it in my previous video. Check out my Stripe hosted checkout video, the final part of it, link in the description box below. It's going to show you how to set up webhooks. Here we're going to focus on how to create a Stripe embedded form session. So to do that, we need to make sure to have the following dependencies installed. You need crypto for generating a random order ID, and Firebase is my database provider. It could be something different for you. And you need to install the Stripe library and put your secret key here. Do it in a safe manner, don't hard code it. Course and Axe. Okay, now down here, I'm gonna need to create a random order ID, which is gonna be a random string here. And I need to get the items that the user is paying for from the client side. That's when we're gonna pass those price IDs to my server later. So you get those. This is string, this is an array. Then my first step will be to create an order document for this transaction in my database, so that I can track the status of the transaction. And initially, I'm gonna set the status of this transaction, this cart, to pending. And you can go ahead and link it. And you should go ahead and you would link it against some sort of a user identifier, so you know which user did this, unless it's a guest user. Okay, and then after that, the second step will be to create the Stripe session. And for that, you need to use Stripe library, .checkout.sessions.create. And here you're gonna add your line items, and you're gonna add your own order ID, so you're able to track, so you're able to link your database entry against the Stripe transaction. Mode payment, so you can debit the customer immediately, and you choose embedded to make sure that you get the session data required to embed the form within your website. And this is the return URL where Stripe would redirect the payer after the payment is done. Then you return that response to the client side like this. Okay, let's go ahead and test this. Okay, so this is the emulator, and I need to pass the items that the user is paying for like this. The product price ID and the quantity. So here I have 3 items in the cart. So I'm passing the price ID for each of them, and each of them I have only 1 of them. So the quantity is 1 for all of them. When I send this to my backend, this is the response. This is the session data. This is what your client ID gets and uses to render the form on the website. So let's show you how that looks like. Switch to the client side here. We're not gonna need this button because we're gonna use a Stripe button. So let's remove that. Here, let's create a div where that's gonna contain the Stripe checkout form here, and leave that there for a bit. We're gonna code something inside it now. First, we need to install here the Stripe client library. For that, just do yarn add and the client library name, which is @stripe/react-stripe-js. Install that, and then you need to import these 2 from it. Load Stripe and embedded checkout provider and embedded checkout. Oh, my bad. You also have to install this separately too. Yarn add @stripe/stripe-js. So once you have both of these, now you can import the Stripe library. And this is how you initialize the Stripe library, like this, with your public key here. And you get your public key from the Stripe portal from here, the publishable key. Now here we need to create one state variable. We call it options and set options. Set it to null initially. Then here we need to call the API that we worked on here as soon as this page load the cart page, so we can request a session. And you will do that using useEffect like this. UseEffect runs when a React.js component loads. So when the component loads, I call load payment form. Load payment form just has a loading indicator and an API call inside it. And I call the API that I just implemented, and I pass to it the cart items and the quantities, just like I showed you here in Postman. And then that's gonna return the client session data, and I'm returning it as a string in the response like this. So I read it response data, and then I store it as an object that has 1 parameter in it called client secret. And I set that as my option state variable. Now I can use that to render my Stripe form. So let's go ahead down here where we created that div. This is how you're gonna render that Stripe form. You'll check if options is not null, then you would load the Stripe form like this. You put the Stripe promise that you initialized up here, and the options, which is your state variable, which you loaded up here in useEffect here. Once you have these 2, you can display the form. Let's go ahead and run it so you can see. There you go, it's loading. Now the form should appear right here. Perfect. You can see our cart details here as well. Okay, now let's go ahead and test this. Hit pay. And we would know that it's successful if it redirects us to the result page, because you will only get redirected to the result page if the payment is successful. But your ultimate source of truth should be the webhooks that sends a notification to your server that the payment is done. My order is here somewhere. Let's go find it. There you go. It says completed. Completed means that the payment is successful. And if you want to learn how to implement Stripe webhooks, it's pretty simple. Just check out my other Stripe video, the Stripe hosted implementation, which I'm going to link in the description box below. Just watch the last 3 minutes of that, and that's going to show you how to set up the webhooks and code them on for Stripe. But that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions for next videos, also leave them in the comments below. Hit like, subscribe. If you want the full source code that we used in this video, check out the Patreon link in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.